This is my app. It's live on iOS and Android, and from the idea to the published app in the App Store, it took around 4 months to build. Now, if you go on YouTube and search build an app, you'll find a lot of videos, and they usually brag about how quickly they make the app and how much money they make. And that totally sounds like something for me and you, right? But as someone who has just gone through all of it, it turns out they show you maybe about 20% of the process. So I'm here to show you all of the steps it took, what went well and what didn't. But before you make any money, you're gonna have to pay no matter what, but we'll get to that. Let's start with the idea, because finding ideas is easy, but validating them is hard. Validating is the process of testing whether your concept solves a real problem and if a market for it exists. It used to be that building something took months, so you were forced to validate first. You had to be fairly sure people wanted the thing before you committed to it. But now, with the help of AI, you can reasonably build a prototype in a weekend, which sounds great and is exactly what I did. But the truth is, nobody was waiting for my app, so instead what I would do now is read reviews or go on sites like Reddit to discover pain points potential users are actually experiencing, because that's where the people tell you exactly what's missing and exactly what they would pay for. The planning is the phase most beginners skip. The most useful thing I did here was write a thing called a product requirements document. A PRD. It's a guide that outlines a product's purpose, features, functionality, and behavior. This includes decisions about your tech stack. This is where you're going to decide on your backend solution. You have to understand what a schema is, what RLS policies are, and what storage buckets do. You have to figure out a way to handle authentication if your app needs it, and if you offer in-app purchases or subscriptions, you might want to use a payments provider. Leave analytics a possibility. Later on, you'll want to understand how the user interacts with your app. You can write the PRD with the help of your AI model of choice. I used Claude here. Tell it to ask you questions about it to identify things you've missed. You can always change it later, but when you do, make sure to update it. Then, once you know what you're building, design it. And if you want your app to be unique, don't let the AI do it. You can let your AI implement it, but try to design it yourself. If your goal is to make money, make sure that you comply with all local registration and legal requirements. I know you don't want to hear this before writing even a single line of code. I know I didn't want to hear it, but taxes are real. I made the mistake of creating my Apple and Google developer accounts before this registration was fully complete, and the process of changing from a personal to organizational account took 3 weeks. And when creating an organizational account, both Apple and Google require a so-called DUNS number, which is something you'll need to request separately. Now for the costs. An Apple developer account costs €99 per year, while a Play Console developer account is a one-time payment of €25. Along with your app, you also need a website, especially when acting as an organization. Things like your privacy policy and terms of use can live here. Additionally, Apple requires a domain-specific email address, which you will have to buy. The domain cost me €9.13, while the domain-specific email address in form of a Google Workspace account costs €6.80 a month. All of this takes time to complete, so do this early. Now, I'm not going to spend much time on the development, because there's already enough tutorials. But if you want to release for both iOS and Android, look into something like Expo. This will let you distribute to both stores more easily, and take advantage of development, review, and production builds. If you are using an AI model to write code, and let's be honest, we all are, the single most important thing before writing a single line is to give it a task list. So what you do is you take your PRD, remember that document from phase 2, and based on it, generate a to-do list for each feature. Luckily nowadays, things like a Claude.md file can give your AI agent a permanent and project-specific instruction manual. Take advantage of MCP servers to speed up your development. Some examples are the Figma MCP server to implement your design, or the Supabase MCP server so your AI has knowledge of your database. Okay, you've built the app, the features work, and now it's time to set up the developer accounts. Prepare yourself for some paperwork. We're talking legal agreements, tax forms, and compliance questionnaires. Once that's done, you have to fill out your app information, input your privacy policy, and set up your keywords. And don't forget about monetization. Setting up subscriptions means linking your backend code to the App Store and the Google Play Store, and if you're using a tool like RevenueCat, you have to connect that as well. Next is App Store optimization, or AS. SEO. You need to do keyword research to figure out how people will actually find you. And while you're doing that, do yourself a massive favor and actually read the app review guidelines. This will help you ship much faster by preventing common mistakes, since Apple reviews usually highlight only one issue at a time rather than providing a complete list of everything that needs to be fixed. Now, if you're launching on Android, you have to go through a mandatory closed testing period. For my launch, I needed 12 testers to opt in for 14 consecutive days before I was even allowed to apply for production. If you don't have 12 friends like me, you can do what I did. Go hunting for testers on Reddit groups. Just be prepared to test other people's app in return. Then it's time for assets. You can't just upload your app, you need to sell it visually. You have to design a feature graphic for Google, plus screenshots for the Play Store and the App Store. And they all require different sizes for phones and tablets. So find yourself a good template for Figma or Photoshop, or make your own. This will make it much simpler. And finally, don't be like me and launch into silence. While the app is sitting in the review queue, prepare your marketing posts. Draft your Reddit threads, set up your product on the launch page, and now the app is live and you thought you were done. But now the real work starts. First, you need to master how to push fixes. Understand the difference between over-the-air updates using something like Expo Updates and full store builds. Also, you'll need to constantly monitor your crash reports and analytics dashboards, because real users will find edge cases you never dreamed of and on devices you didn't even know existed. Keep in mind that happy users rarely leave reviews, only angry ones do. Good ratings don't come without asking. Implement an in-app review prompt, and when people do review, reply to them. It proves you're active, which boosts your conversion rate and satisfies the store algorithms. So that is the entire process. I'll put up the total costs on screen right now, and I hope you can do a better job than me. Good luck.